Hey guys, it's Hannah from HR Images. In today's video, I'll be talking to you about Luminar 4 and its new features, so stay tuned. Luminar 4 has just been released. Currently had the beta version for quite a while now. Been testing it, adding it to my workflow, putting it through its paces. I didn't want to do a video when I first got the beta version, like a lot of the videos. I wanted to sort of use the program, see how it performs in my workflow, what my thoughts are. So when I do this video, I can come to you with a full experience in using this program. Now, my main focus is portraits, so I'll be doing more about the portrait section, where I'll do another video on the landscape section, what they've added for landscapes. So here, this section, I've got multiple images. So what I'll do, I will talk to you first about the new features it's got, and then I'll show you what I'll do normally in my workflow. So here, if you got it's got what I like about here as well, it's got the AI enhance, so you can actually adjust the light. So it disperses the light. So whatever the darken areas, it will brighten up, and the brighter areas, it will darken. So unlike where you start playing with the shadows, the highlights, the whites, the exposure to make everything nicely exposed, sitting there, the AI will do all that for you. And generally it's actually really good how it disperses the light on the image, making it nice and evenly lit. Another feature which I like is the AI structure. Here, what I like about the structure, it sort of only enhances the textured background and leaving the model out of it. So normally in the older version where you do the structure filter, it will affect the whole entire image, making the model more textured, added more clarity into it, where now it's only affecting the textured background, leaving the softer areas untouched. Here, this is the one of the best features that I've personally found, making your workflow a lot quicker, which is the portrait section. Here you've got all skin defects removal. So by clicking on that, it will remove any little defects on the skin. The model here doesn't have too much, so it doesn't really affect much in the image. But if she has a lot of imperfections or any defects on the face, it does remove that. Here as well, with these sliders, I'm going to the extreme just to show you the differences, because if I do it in the minor way, you won't see as much, but I'm just going to overdo it just so you can see. So here is the skin softening. So by just increasing that to nearly 100%, you can see the difference. So here's the before and after. So what I like about the skin softening tool, it still leaves the texture on the skin of the model, whereas I've seen some people that when they're doing Photoshop, they're completely removing the texture because they're using like Gaussian blur or different sort of things. With this one, it still leaves the texture but softening the skin, so keeping it as natural as possible. Here I wouldn't leave it to 100%, I will bring it down to making it more natural, but this is just to show you the difference. You got the portrait enhancer, you've got face light. So if the face is a bit dark, you want to add the light. It will add light into her face. You can adjust to what you prefer. You got red eye removal. She hasn't got any red eyes, but if she does, it will remove the red eye. You got the whites, increasing the whites. So it will just enhance the whites, as you can see on the image already. I'll just pop the whites out. You got the eye enhancer, so it will just focus more on the iris of the eye. So if I just go zoom in, shift. There we go. Just bring that. So you're going to see before and after. There, right there. So here you see you see just the difference already, how it's just enhanced the eyes. So it's just affecting that particular area. You've got dark circle removals. If she's had dark circles, it'll actually remove that. Here you've got slim face as well. So it will actually slim in the face if you did want it to. If you find the model face is a bit full and she wants you to reduce her face a bit, instead of doing liquify in Photoshop, you can actually do that here in Luminar. And it's still keeping a nice natural look. You've got enlarge eyes. If for some reason you want to enlarge her eyes, you can. So what it does, it will just increase the eye, affects the eye, and to be honest, it does a really good job. But I wouldn't sort of increase it this much unless you're doing like an anime style shoot and you want the eyes enlarged for some reason. But that's just showing you. You got eyebrow improve. It will affect the eyebrow area only. Darkening and enhancing, making it pop more, comparing it to the before. So if you look at the before and after, it's processing it. So you can just see the difference already, how much it's sort of changed the image. You got the lip saturation, if you want to increase saturation on the lips. You got the redness, increasing the redness on the lips if you want to add a bit color. You've got lip darkening, if you want to darken the lips a bit if it's too bright. And then you've got teeth widening, where if you're showing a lot of teeth and maybe it's a yellow color, you can actually add some widening on the teeth. This image I shot earlier in the year of a bride and groom at a wedding I shot. Here's where I'm going to show you how I'll edit my wedding image. So if I just add the contrast, I just want to decrease the highlights. If I go to AI enhance, just want to increase the overall brightness in the image. So just adding a bit of light so you can see how it hasn't affected the couple. The brightness of her dress, everything's still the same. It's only affecting the dark areas. So it actually picks up that a lot. Here's where I liked about the AI structure. Just to show you, before the overall image gets affected, including the models. Here with this one, if I want to increase it to say about 60, watch how it just changes the image. As you can see how it's just affected the background. The couple has not been touched or anything. Look at that. They're exactly the same. The skin, just zoom in. The skin is the same, hasn't been touched. Look. All that's been affected is the textured areas, the background, the clothes, the dress, the flowers, but their skin is still perfect. And I love that about the AI structure. But I want to just decrease the saturation a little bit. If you want to increase your details, small details, not much, sharpen the image a little bit. There's no noise, so I don't have to worry with that. If you want to add just a little bit of matte, I like sometimes to add that little bit of, just a little subtlety. If I go to portrait, I won't really do much in the portrait section because it's not going to really, I don't want it to affect the male model. If it was just a bridal, it would be different because it's the couple, I won't do it. I go to the portraits, just to adjust the advanced contrast, the mid-tones, the contrast. And just to show you the before and after, look at that. Look at that difference. Just that big difference, just add that nice pop to the image. Here, I'll just show you just male model, adding a bit of difference. What I would normally do, so if I just go in the light, I like to add a lot of contrast. With male models, I like to add more contrast, just to bring his beard out, his skin, highlights. Just reduce that a little bit. Eye enhance, I won't bother. AI structure, it won't affect him. It'll just affect the background. Just to show you. So you just added it. Actually, it adds a nice little dimensional look in the background, make him pop a bit more. Actually, I'll leave that. I actually do like that. Here, I'll just like to add I'll add a bit of dramatic, change into his skin. So you can just see a bit more of a clarity base. So you can see how it just pops a little better. Here, wouldn't really do much. There's not really much, but let's just to see how the AI skin, if it does anything to his skin. So here's the before, here's the after. So it hasn't really done anything. Oh, actually, look at that. So it's all here. Those little moles. Watch how it removes that. Look at it. So it actually does a really good job. Once it picks it up, it does a really, really good job, this AI skin defects. So I'll leave it like that. I wouldn't add any skin softening being a male. I wanted to keep it nice and rough like that. Here I wouldn't do much. I wouldn't need to add face light. I'll do eye whitening, just brighten up the eye whites a bit more, enhance the eyes. It won't do too much because it's already got a lot of features, but it will add a little bit. Dark circles, see if it will affect much in the area. So here's before, look at that. It does a little bit on the dark circles, not so much. It really hasn't got much dark circles here to sort of really affect. But if I do add that, I like to add a bit of advanced contrast into my images, adjusting the highlight contrast, and look at that. Just that big difference alone, it's amazing what this Luminar 4, the AI portrait does. It's just blown me away the more I use it in my workflow. I just love it. With the Luminar 4, I actually have an affiliate link below. Any purchases from that link will support me and support this channel. So do check out that link. Use the discount code HRIMAGES as well. On the bundle deals, you'll get a discount on that. So do check that out as well. This one I took in studio. Here I will show you some editing features on this as well. Here we go. So just go to light. This is just my normal workflow. Once I put my images onto Luminar, just editing. A lot of the images, if you can get it perfect with lighting and everything in camera, there's a lot less that you can actually edit on the image. So as you can see, a lot of my lighting and everything is perfect. So I'm not really doing much of major edits, just more sort of increasing the contrast a bit. I'll decrease the highlights slightly. Everything else I prefer. If I just play around, with the AI enhance the light, it adds a bit more light in the background just to kind of add that pop. I'll do the same what I did with the male model, same background, just affecting only the background, not the model itself. I want to decrease the saturation. So she's not as, yep, that's it. So it just now comes out in that perfect color. You can detail enhance if you want to enhance a bit of small details, sharpen the image. If there's noise, you can actually use denoise. Don't worry about the dramatic. I like to add a little bit of the matte look. Go down to the portrait enhance. Let's see if it affects any of the skin. Okay, it's got to be 4. So just look at that. Look at those changes. So it just adds a bit more light into the hair, giving it more of a 3-dimensional look. If I increase this to 35, just to the skin softening, so just got it before and after. There's a very, very subtly change in her skin because I'm not overdoing the image as well. So look at that. And there's still a lot of texture and everything, but it does those minor changes on it. So if I go portrait enhance, face light, I'm happy with the light. There's no eyes, can't really do much of the eyes, no circles. Don't want a slim face. Eyebrows you can't really do. If I want to do this saturation on lips, add a bit of redness, just darken the lip a bit more. So just to show you the before after once it's been processed. So here's the before and after. This one's very subtle because the lips are really dark, but you can just sort of slightly see the difference. And if I just go to Pro, just increase. This is just my normal workflow, keeping my edits, very identical to each other. I don't like to constantly change my style. I like my style to be consistent because when I get hired by clients, last thing they want is to see multiple different changes in your styles. They're gonna say, okay, I want that style, can create that style. Hire for a specific style of shooting and editing. If you can keep that consistent, it will get you more jobs in terms of clients are more confident that you are confident in your type of style. This is what they like instead of having someone that's been mixed. But this is just, Luminar 4, look, not a lot of people, some people don't like it because they find it's a cheat in terms of the skin retouching. But to be honest, look, if you're doing heavy, skin retouching where you're gonna do for like magazines, editorials, and you're gonna do a lot of enhancements, things like that, layers, Photoshop is good for that. But if you want something quick easy, portrait studios. Look, it does an awesome job. This is the sort of thing I'll do in Photoshop as well, but it's making my life a lot easier and quicker, making your workflow a lot faster. Giving your clients a quicker turnaround in your work, keeping them happy, spreading your name out. It's a lifesaver. It does help a lot, and it is something I will recommend in trying out. If you do like it, you can get the trial version, trial it out. If you do like, you can then purchase it through the affiliate link below. But I have actually used Lightroom a lot less. Only time I do use Lightroom is if I have to sort of add my camera profiles. If I'm not happy with the color profiling that the camera has done, I've got custom profiles in Lightroom. I haven't yet been able to convert it to support on Luminar 4. Once I've kind of figured that out, I will get that done. But this is just to show you, there's new features on Luminar 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned for future videos. Until then, guys, see ya, and let me know your thoughts if you've downloaded Luminar 4, what you think of it, if you like it, if you're happy, if it's something that you will start using in your workflow. Until then, guys, see ya and enjoy.